Hey, I'm Philip Lane with PH.d. Sorry. First video. Hey everybody, this is Philip with PH.d TV, and I'm going to be talking about the 10 best fragrances for men. Alright, so the first one we're going to be going into is one that is very much considered to be the best fragrance for men ever made. It's cloned all the time. In fact, I even own a clone of it. It's called Creed AVENTUS. I do not have a bottle of it because the biggest con about it is ranging in that $350 range. If I recall on fragrance.net, it is in that $360 discounted. And the thing about Creed AVENTUS, it does have a very distinct pineapple note in which that's what it's known for. Most fragrances do not hold that pineapple note. So it does have a fruity and woody, sweet, leather, smoky vibe to it. And the reason I'm basically just reading off what I find on Fragrantica, which is a great website to figure out colognes ahead of time, is because you'll see a lot of people on YouTube who have a godly nose to be able to point out lavenders, the thises and the that's of a fragrance. I don't have the greatest sense of smell, but I do have a good taste and smell. So I'm able to kind of give you the hints and the ideas of what each cologne is, but I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that Eternity has lavender or whatever it has in it. So I'm gonna just kind of roll with what Fragrantica has. I'm gonna cheat a little bit. And as you also see with Creed AVENTUS, it is easily loved, more than it is even liked or disliked or any of that. And two, even though winter not so much, it is very much a heavy summer, spring, and fall scent, which is fantastic. In the winter, you do want to lean towards something more spicy than fruity, but at the same time, that spring, summer, and fall area where the heat is still going, it's going to carry that scent for you, and it is just an incredible thing to smell. But the thing is, it is considered by many to be the best cologne made. The smell is truly addicting and intoxicating. When I had smelled it the first time, I couldn't help but keep smelling my arm or just, you know, trying to get a whiff of it. Insane. And it is copied continuously. As I said, I have a clone. It is fantastic, and I will keep that one for the rest of my life. I'll keep buying it. But this is by far the #1 cologne for men. The next one we'll be going into is Bleu de Chanel. I actually have a bottle of it right here. See if we can get you to see it. Come on, autofocus, don't fail me. Get my face in front of it. Maybe get some light. I try. The thing about Bleu de Chanel is that it is super, super easy to find. You can find this at most stores like Blanc, JCPenney, any of those. You can find it online, Amazon. It's easily one of the easiest ones to find. End of story. If you want it, find it. The biggest con to it is the fact it will never be discounted. Chanel has a big old thing where they do not allow any of their fragrances to be discounted, anything like that. So you are looking at something like this for a 3.4 ounce at $125, I do believe. Belk, the Belk price, I want to say, for the Eau de Parfum, which is what I have. And to me, between the Parfum, the Eau de Toilette, and things like that, I do believe that one is the best smelling one. It does run under a citrus, balsamic, woody, amber, warm, spicy note. Everyone loves it, likes it, and everything in it is completely universal depending on what you want to wear, what temperature it is outside. It's very universal. All right, the next one we got is Dior Sauvage. That is the Johnny Depp cologne or perfume or fragrance, however you want to put it. That is easily one of the most sold and most popular fragrances that have came out in the last 5 years. Became my signature for about a year and a half, 2 years. Wore it continuously. Compliments left and right. It was a compliment beast. Now, it does have a fresh, spicy, amber, citrus, aromatic muskiness to it, but the thing is, each of those smells, even though if you put them all aside, you're gonna find hits and misses of people who don't like the spicy, people who don't like amber or the musk, but the thing is, it's like you put them all together, it's just art. And as you see right here, absolutely year-round smell, absolutely crowd-pleasing all year round. It's gonna be able to cut through the cold winter. It's also even gonna be able to go through the hot heat of the summer. And you are gonna be looking at that $111 range. It is some pretty on the expensive side, nowhere near what AVENTUS was, but you are gonna be looking at that eyeballing range of right over $100, and that's discounted with fragrance.net, which is an incredible place to go get your fragrances on discount. They are authentic, they are not fakes. I have bought from them, but I can't even tell you the last time I've bought full retail for a fragrance. And I am not by any means, you know, sponsored by them, because this is my first video. So if they sponsored me before this, that would have been surprising. The con about it primarily is that, as I said, it is probably one of the most sold fragrances in the last 5 years. You're gonna find a lot of people wearing it. It is good, it is great, the longevity is great, the sillage is fantastic, but the thing is, if you walk into a Walmart, I guarantee you there's gonna be 1 or 2 other people probably wearing that fragrance. It is a very common scent at this point. Moving on, this is, I don't even know if I want to say this is probably one of the best scents and fragrances for men in general. This is more for me. My uncle actually wore this one time. I thought it smelled so good that I actually had to reach out and ask him, where'd you get this? And so I went and got it. Jimmy Choo Man. Come on, come on. You can do it. You can do it. Where is it? Bam, there it is. This smells so good. My fiance, she actually considers this my signature scent actually. When I wore this on our first date, and she said this was the best smelling fragrance she has ever smelled on any man. She said, this does not smell like a boyfriend's, this smells like my husband. But anyway, so it is absolutely fantastic. Granted, when I show you the likability, it's gonna throw you off a little bit because the rest of these do have incredibly high likabilities. But more people like this than love it, but it does have a very sweet texture to it. It's very sweet, very sexy, very fruity, aromatic. Which, when I say aromatic, if you're new to the fragrance game, that basically means that it's not gonna project and people are gonna go, ooh. It's gonna be more along the lines of you're sitting next to someone on a couch and they go, wow. So basically, you're gonna be getting this sweet, fruity, aromatic, musk, leather, and fresh above all. I do believe it does kind of lean into the factoring of, or the category of, Bleu de Chanel. These are, in my opinion, brother and sister, cousins, however you want to put it, very much in the same family. This is also probably going to be one of the cheaper ones, not the cheapest, but easily one of the cheaper ones on the list. It is at 3.3 ounces. You can get it for about $42, and it is a great buy, a great steal. So that's probably a personal pick of mine of what I think is one of the best fragrances for men, and it is easily on the cheaper side of things compared to the $100 ranges. I will say, even though it is my signature scent, I love it. I will testify it till the end of time. It is not a super common scent, but that is not to say it is a truly wholly original scent at the same time. So it's, as I said, it smells, it's in the same DNA as Bleu de Chanel to me. Again, not a fragrance nerd to say, I know where, you know, I can smell the lavenders, I can smell the musk, the leather, the citrus, the aquatics. I just go by, I'm the everyday smelling individual. I just know what I like. I know what I think this makes me think of, but it is not, but going back to Jimmy Choo Man, fantastic fragrance, incredible, but even I can say it's not the most wholly original fragrance in the world. All right, the next one we got is Versace Bleu. This is one that, from what I understand, I've smelled this once or twice, and it is impeccably clean and fresh, especially high in the citrus. But easily, people have said this is one of the best throw-ons, that this is a great put-on, everyday wear, spritz it on, move on out, and get the day started. You don't have to smell like anything specific, because a lot of people try to say, you know, wear the warm, you know, the heavy fragrances for when you're wearing the suits, for when you're doing something light, going to the pool, spritz on a nice light aquatic. They say this is the perfect middle ground. And what Versace Bleu does have is a citrus amber, fresh, spicy, musky, balsamic, and aquatic scent. And it is known to be perhaps one of the most universal scents for everyday wear. And what's fantastic, people try to copy this over and over and over due to its versatility. But at the same time, one of the biggest things a lot of people tend to kind of lean into, saying that even though Versace Bleu is fantastic, it is also generic. Yeah, it's a little generic, not gonna lie. It's another blue fragrance. It does have a few here's and there's that do make it unique, but depends on the person, I guess. But to me, it is Versace. That does mean it's gonna have a great projection. It will have a classic scent, clean, you know, it's gonna be a crowd pleaser no matter how you look at it. And you will find this around $57 for a 3.4 ounce. And I will say it is a year-round, people love it and like it, but again, the pro is that it is incredible, people love it. The biggest con is that it is generic, but it is not the most generic on this list. All right, the next one, Acqua de Joe, the most sold men's fragrance of all time. I had an aunt one time who said that this was what she called LPR for liquid panty remover. And that's pretty much what it is. But the thing is that it's not the world's greatest at longevity. It dies away after the first hour or two. I mean, you have to reapply cologne continuously. You're gonna go through it a lot. But the thing is, it is so freaking clean because you get that citrus, you get that aromatic freshness along with the marine and floral and fresh spicy. And the thing is, you know what Acqua de Joe is, you've seen it. You cannot walk into a Belk without seeing it advertised. It is a monster in the compliment factory if people actually smell it past that 2-hour mark. As I said, it's the most sold men's fragrance of all time, and that has to say something and testify for how good it is. But as I said, the longevity is pretty weak. Next, we have Davidoff Cool Water. Got this bad boy right here. Now, you've seen this before, you had to have seen it. If not, you have seen it in Walmarts, you have seen it in, I tell you, this autofocus on this camera sucks. But you have seen this in Walmarts, you have seen this in Belks, you have seen this in TJ Maxx's, you have seen this in Marshalls, you have seen this everywhere. Okay, so what's fantastic is that this has been around for a long time. I'm gonna say that mid to late 80s. So you have people who testify this through the late 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, and the 2010s to now. It is fan-frickin-tastic. It is clean, it is aromatic, fresh and spicy. It definitely has that aquatic marine vibe to it. And it does have that real earthy green and woody texture in terms of how it rides in your nose. It is crowd pleasing, it is very masculine, and it is easily the ideal summer scent. And it is by far the cheapest one on this list. You can find this for $23 for a 4.2 ounce on fragrance.net or fragrancenet.com, and it is authentic. It is just a freaking masculine, incredible scent. Especially if you're a guy who grew up by the water or something and you really love that sea salt type vibe. This is your one. And two, if you want to, reference a celebrity, kind of like how, Johnny Depp is with Sauvage, Paul Walker, rest in peace. This is what he covered. This is the scent that he was the face of. Absolutely perfect guy they could have gotten. Now they have Scott Eastwood, Clint Eastwood's son, as the face. The thing is, the cons about this is that it is the most generic one on this list. Body sprays have been copied and made identical. Now, I'm probably gonna get some flack for this, potentially. But in my opinion, Bod Body Spray, Really Ripped Abs, is an identical clone of this guy. On the other hand, this actually sticks around past the 5 to 6 hour mark. This will last for hours. And it really just rolls on the air. It's just so good. And it's the aromatic, the aroma. Wow. Now this one we have a classic, and that is Calvin Klein Eternity. As you can see, I have put a dent in this bottle. This is an incredible smell. It is a scent that never gets old, and honestly, it does have a very family man type scent. It's a classic, very inoffensive, and it is clean, clean, clean. If you want a clean fragrance that once you get out of the shower, or if you just, truly, this is the best everyday cologne in my opinion. It is inoffensive and it is clean. It is aromatic, fresh and spicy, citrus. It does have that woody floral vibe to it. And people, I can't tell you one person who does not truly just absolutely not like this at all. Now, the one issue with this, as I said, is that it's a family man scent, which does kind of lead into the fact that it is age divisive. I don't see a teenager wearing this. I don't see someone in college necessarily wearing this, but I do see a man who has his life together, or at least getting together, someone who in his own way, has his life together. He has a family, he has a dog, he has a woman who loves him and he loves her. This is a very family man fragrance. Very good. And lastly, one more con for this one. I mean, I feel like I just said I loved it so much, now I've given this one 2 cons. Very, not generic, but it's been around for a hot minute, so you're gonna find a lot of other family men types who are wearing this. Therefore, it is not generic in scent, but it will be commonly found with other people. Therefore, the standout factor of if I wear this will I stand out? Probably not. All right, we are in our final two. So the next one is Versace Eros. It is very aromatic. This is considered to be the party and clubbing fragrance of fragrances. If you go on YouTube and you look up any other fragrance guru and they review Eros, they will tell you two things: that it is Versace's best fragrance for men and that it is the ultimate party and clubbing fragrance. And I'm gonna be honest, I've smelled it. I'm gonna have to agree with that. It is fantastic. It is, and what makes it such a great party scent is that when in a party where this is going on here and that's going on there, it's just, your senses are just being blown to bits. No one's gonna be paying attention. They're not gonna know what smell goes where, but when something lingers in the air, that is when they'll actually detect it. It's fantastic, especially with its green, vanilla, balsamic, and fresh, spicy vibes. It is an incredibly strong, aromatic smell. And what's fantastic about it compared to most fragrances is that it is a year-round scent. You can buy this one, you can buy the big bottle, which is gonna be somewhere in the $60 range. You're gonna be looking for a 3.4 ounce bottle for 60 bucks. That might last you all year, truly. Depends on how much you spray, if you're a heavy sprayer or if you're a light sprayer. And though it's not a bad fragrance, it's not a bad fragrance, it's a fantastic fragrance. It's on the best fragrances for men's list that I'm putting on right now. But the thing is, it is not generic, but to me, it's also nothing to truly say it is abnormally special. I don't feel like it's abnormally special. Does it smell great? Yes. Is it a copy or ripoff of anything? Not that I'm aware of. I'm pretty sure it is a really original scent that smells fantastic. But is it anything to write home about other than its performance and its longevity and just the overall appeal? Not so much. Lastly, we are on Mont Blanc Legend. I actually just mispronounced that and I knew that I would. It is pronounced Mont Blanc because turns out the Mont and the T in the Mont and the C in the Blanc, they are silent. So it's Mont Blanc, turns out. It is Legend. It was the first one in the Legend line. I got this one time and it smelled fantastic, but here's the thing. Because of this, I'm gonna start with the con. The biggest con is that it does not have a very wide range of age to go with it. Because you can wear Davidoff when you're in high school to when you're 7. You can wear Choo when you're young, when you're 16 going to the prom or whatever you're doing then, and then when you're 90. But this one specifically, to me, and a lot of other people, this is basically, in my opinion, where it kind of comes from. It smells like Abercrombie & Fitch Fierce for adults. So with that being said, you can be 18 years old and wear Mont Blanc Legend. I'm gonna probably butcher Mont Blanc if I do, please understand this is my first video and I'm still working on pronunciation. But the first thing about Mont Blanc that came to mind was, wow, this smells like Abercrombie & Fierce, but a more mature version. So, to me, this is very restricted in age. It is for the people who are age 18 to maybe 40, 35, easy, but 40, you're gonna start pushing it. Because in my opinion, the biggest con is that if you are an older man, 50 to 60 to 70, and you're trying to push this scent, it will smell like you're trying to smell young. Now going back to pros, it is basically Abercrombie & Fitch Fierce for adults, and the thing is, say what you want about it, it smells fantastic. And to me, I want to say this is probably one of the best throw-on fragrances you can buy. It's very inoffensive. You can wear it anywhere you want. People are gonna like it. I swear, yes, Abercrombie & Fitch Fierce, may be strong when you walk in, but again, everyone likes the smell somewhere along the line. Whether it's, for their case, halfway on the other side of the mall, or if it's in store. So to have Mont Blanc Legend as a more adult version of it is actually a really nice touch. To a certain degree. And you can find a 3.3 ounce fragrance bottle of Mont Blanc Legend for about the $36 range on fragrancenet.com, and I do feel as if that's a pretty good steal, considering that the 3.3 ounce can sometimes run close to the 95 mark. All right, well, that's my list. If you enjoyed this, as I said, this is my very first YouTube video on the PH.d TV channel. I will be venturing into things such as fitness and other various things, even potentially cocktails and things like that. Just things that I feel I can give a good, unprofessional opinion about. So with that being said, if you liked what you saw here today and you'd like to see more content, please let me know. You just hit that subscribe button down low and hit that thumbs up button for me. Please let other people know. If you find anyone who's interested, give it a share.